That was the dark fortnight of the rainy month of Shravana. It was almost middle of the night. The moon had not yet risen. The sky was pitch dark. There were lightning and thunderstorms, followed by torrential rains. The river Yamuna had flooded. Kamsa was taking rest in his palace, unable to fall asleep. He knew very well that any moment Devaki was going to give birth to her eighth child. The taunting tone of the voice from the skies was still reverberating in his ears. Will it really happen? He kept thinking. He tried to fall asleep, reassuring himself that nothing of that sort could happen since both Vasudeva and Devaki were imprisoned in a high security prison guarded by his trusted soldiers. But all of a sudden, everything was quiet. Even the thundering clouds seemed to mellow down their sound into a mild whisper. The roaring winds turned into gentle breeze. The muddy water of the turbulent river Yamuna suddenly cleared out. The skies were lit up with clusters of stars. The lotuses and lilies in the lakes bloomed as if the dawn was approaching. The forest trees burst out with fragrant flowers, and swarms of sweetly humming bees were busily sucking the nectar from those flowers. The birds started celebrating with their sweet voices. It was not just on the earth, even the heavens were rejoicing. Divine singers like Kinnaras and Gandharvas were singing with joy. The celestial dancers like Vidyadhara and Apsara started to dance, celebrating the occasion. Divine sages like Siddhas and Charanas started reciting the prayers of God. Some elated divine beings even started showering flowers from the skies. What was the occasion? The one who is never born, the one who is all pervading, the one who has no specific form, had come down to earth as the eighth child of Devaki. Both Devaki and Vasudeva were pleased to see the god appear before them in human form. But it was not any ordinary human form. That form had 4 arms with various weapons in each. He was bedecked with jewelry from head to toe. He was smiling with divine grace. Both Devaki and Vasudeva forgot all their fears. They started praising the god. Oh God, it is such a delight to have a glimpse of you. I would like to keep gazing at your beautiful face again and again. It is such a delight to have a glimpse of you. Those tender childlike cheeks of yours, that face beaming with glory, I would like to keep looking at it again and again. There is nothing more pleasant than that. Your dress is glowing like the early morning sun. Your gem-studded necklace is shining brightly. Your eyes are like lotus flower. Your cheeks are tender. You are wearing a dazzling crown. I would like to keep gazing at you to my heart's content. What you just heard in the background was a famous devotional song composed by the well-known poet saint Tyagaraja in Telugu language. The voice was that of well-known Indian classical singer Dr. Balamurali Krishna. Vasudeva and Devaki kept praising the divine form of God again and again. When God was with them, why should they worry about Kamsa or anyone else? All their past miseries had come to an end and there was nothing to be afraid of. But that elation was only for a moment. The mother in Devaki was alerted. She was worried about her child. What would happen if someone sees the child? If it were an ordinary small baby, probably she could have somehow hidden him somewhere. But how can she hide someone who is so gigantic and that too with non-human features like four arms and glowing with radiance? As such, the prison was surrounded by soldiers, each of whom was more cruel than Kamsa himself. What if they come to know? Surely they would grab her child and take him to Kamsa. How foolish of her! How could she hide someone who is all pervading? Is there any place which could contain him? But she was a mother after all. Motherly concern does not think about such things. The god smiled at Devaki's fears. He told her that he had come to her in that form because it was her wish in her previous life that God in that form should take birth as her child. Devaki had forgotten that, but God had not. But Devaki was not prepared to listen to all that explanation. She pleaded to God to transform himself into a normal human babe, as if she had just given birth to him. Nothing is impossible to God. And lo, there he was, a helpless human kid just out of his mother's womb, casting an innocent smile at his parents. Devaki was a bit relieved.